Hello world and welcome to the program. This is Alex and my weekly episode of Ukrainian Unleashed, a podcast where you'll get along with Ukrainians and also observe how the global scenery impacts Ukrainian society in these exciting times. We speak about events, trends, individuals and lifestyles, so let's jump right in! In today's episode, I promise to make you nostalgic about summer life music events and prepared for what could be discovered for music fans in Ukraine. Also, I'll try to brief you with the scope of Ukrainian open-air festivals. Let me show you what's interesting in here and what it's like to party like Ukrainian. From pop to jazz, what music stars and world-famous performers can be met on the stages of Ukrainian music events. What other perks can you have from visiting one of these destinations? So let's dream a little bit, stay patient and catch only good vibes together. Hi guys, nice to see you here. I hope you enjoy your quarantine, had a nice Easter time at least with a couple of family members, and stay safe whenever you are. From my side, during the last week, I finally started reading a few books and found some time for watching Twin Peaks TV series, which I was putting on the back burner all the time. Yes, I know, this is a very old school thing, but I just like creepy detective stories happening in the northern United States. Maybe this is what I got from my stay in Wisconsin during the summer of 2012, so it seems like when everybody already got sick of consuming the tons of content, I'm only getting used to that. Well, let me catch you up at least. Also, this weekend we are having a big celebration of the Orthodox Easter, which this year is celebrated 1 week after the Catholic one. As you can imagine, Easter is one of the most important religious holidays for nearly 300 million Orthodox people in the world, and this year it was restricted over the COVID-19 pandemic. As we still have very severe quarantine measures in Ukraine, all the celebrations were advised to be cancelled and removed online. Last week, the Interior Ministry of Ukraine has announced that it had agreed with the All-Ukrainian Council of Churches that religious services would be held without any attendees. Therefore, during the Easter services, no more than 10 people were allowed to be in the church, and only the priests and those who assisted in the service. However, according to the overall statistics, this year more than 130,000 people took part in religious ceremonies all over Ukraine. This is significantly less than last year when more than 7 million people attended the Easter rites. Let's just hope we won't have any negative after effects for public health, as currently we have 5,440 cases confirmed of coronavirus in Ukraine. So happy Orthodox Easter, my listeners. Okay, let's calm down a little bit and try to see the light at the end of this coronavirus tunnel. Do you like music? I'm sure you do. What kind of music do you like? Is it soft and tender tunes, or are you a party animal? Or maybe pop music and rock and roll is your stuff? The reason why I'm asking is just I want to be closer to my listeners and to invite you to a great after quarantine party. Listen, this would be a cool idea, of course, and I would think about getting a catchy playlist for this one. Alright, lighten up. Recently, I was just catching up with plenty of photos on my smartphone, and the memories from summertime live music events have just invaded my mind. I know that this might be a wrong timing, but I decided to recall all the concerts and open airs I've been visiting for the last 5 years, and it appeared to be quite a list. Check it out. I've been to the Rock en Seine music festival in Paris, where I was shouting for Lana Del Rey and La Roux, British synth-pop band. I went to the Hertz concert in Bucharest, Romania, also a British synth-pop duo actually, so I think I have my mind set on British talent though. Not to mention one of my favorite French singers, Mylène Farmer, whose show in St. Petersburg and Paris were just one of a kind, I have to say. Then it was a Beyoncé concert in Barcelona, when she was touring in Europe in 2018. Then it was Enrique Iglesias' performance full of passion and wild Latino energy in Kiev. I can say that this performance has blown my mind. David Guetta's concert was definitely another crazy thing. And me and my friends were just amazed by his DJ set. I also had a lot of fun on Nicki Minaj's show in Berlin last year. But the real bombshell effect was on the concert of Rammstein, a German hard rock band, last summer in Riga, Latvia. And I really meant it, as we got overdosed by the volume of astonishing sound and pyrotechnics. So, as you might have noticed, I'm a big fan of great performances and festive environments. So, if you know a good party to join, just pin me down. And you, do you like music festivals or live music events? I hope you do, because today we'll speak about it. While we still don't know how the situation will evolve provided we are at risk of extending quarantine to this summer, I think we can still revise what events attract the most of attention of Ukrainians in the summertime. A little bit of nostalgia, maybe, but I really would love to dream a bit and to show you what Ukraine can afford to her guests and where would you most likely go if you were looking at a nice open-air festival to meet some of the international and local stars. So here are some tips. Ukrainians are very all-around in their tastes if we talk about music preferences. That's why each summer we have plenty of events able to satisfy even the most demanding public. Ukrainian festivals are rapidly catching up with foreign ones in terms of both light and sound and lineup. Our stages already feature Muse, Kasabian, Massive Attack and other big names. You don't have to go to Lollapalooza in Chicago or Stockholm to hear Moo or the Chainsmokers. This year, Ukrainian festivals would have been second to none. Overseas performers from Glastonbury, Lollapalooza and Rock in Rio were already confirmed. Let me say that about 60 music festivals are held in Ukraine annually, right? It is difficult to choose one because all of these events take place in different parts of the country, vary in scale and have completely different concepts. So everyone can pick up a music festival in Ukraine to their liking and most likely will find one of their favorite performers there. So let's talk about the most popular music festivals in Ukraine that could please, or hopefully will please us, this summer. The Atlas is one of the most popular and well-known local music open airs because it brings in cool artists. In recent years, Placebo, The Prodigy, The Chainsmokers, Black Eyed Peas, John Newman, Kasabian have played on the main stage. In 2020, the headliners, which have been announced already, would become the 21 Pilots and A$AP Rocky. The festival is held in Kiev. Atlas, being one of the largest and most popular music festivals in Ukraine with a focus on foreign artists, was founded only in 2015. Out of 500,000 visitors last year, it also attracted 12,000 foreigners, but the organizers plan to increase the flow of foreign tourists. Last year, a record number of people, 160,000, visited the festival for the first free day. Not bad, right? It was also reported that on the first day of the festival, the passenger flow of the Kiev subway was 3 times higher than usual. Look, this fest is so powerful that for 6 days the capital of Ukraine changes her usual way of life and plunge into the world of freedom and high, with a whole bunch of music hits that are most likely heard in the headphones of each of us. During these 6 days we have time to enjoy hip-hop, jazz, electropop, folk and electronic music. The purpose of the festival is to open up to people of different preferences the contemporary festival culture and to erase the borders of cities, countries and stereotypes. Moreover, with the advent of low-cost flights and given more than the affordable entrance ticket price, it becomes really cheap for most of the Europeans to go there. This is a special event that allows you to watch full-fledged top artist concerts in one place. Traditionally, it is held in July. Tickets cost only $50 for one festival day, but they really should be bought in advance as they are flown off the shelf. Another high-profile event, the U-Park Festival, is Atlas Weekend's main competitors in the festival space of Ukraine. In 2019, the U-Park Festival departed from the stadium format and received a true European ambience. At U Park, you have the opportunity to meet such names as Red Hot Chili Peppers, Muse, Gorillaz, Massive Attack, Hertz, Bring Me the Horizon, 30 Seconds to Mars, Bonobo, Kaleo, Young Fathers, Tuvalu, The Kales, Poets of the Fall, The Hard Keys, Onuka, and many other talented international and Ukrainian artists. The festival usually takes place in Kiev in July, and the ticket price ranges between $40 and $50 per day. U-Park organizer Mykola Isidorovoy has mentioned in the interview with The Village that Jared Leto from 30 Seconds to Mars is very fond of Ukraine. He wasn't only waving the flag at a concert, but actually talked a lot with people. Everyone in Ukraine remembers how Jared traveled to the Maidan or when he supported Ukraine in 2014 at the Oscars. By the way, in April 2014, just 2 days before the concert, no one had even known if 30 Seconds to Mars would have ever arrived, because the US government posted on their website an article having said that they didn't recommend traveling to Ukraine. Back then, the organizers had to ride around Kiev gathering fans and making videos for the members of the band to prove the opposite. You know that very often Ukraine is perceived by the media as a country at constant war and with some marginal power. But the artists who have already been to Ukraine understand that the reality is very different from its image. Therefore, I am also grateful to you for listening to my podcast and for getting interested in how the things are going here from the point of view of Ukrainian resident. Okay, let's move on to a few other music events, such as the Zaxidfest Ethnic Music Festival. Zaxidfest is music, art and picturesque nature rolled into one. The organizers focus on rock and ethnic music, Ukrainian culture and unity with nature. In a tent somewhere where the field connects with the forest, you might even feel the atmosphere of the Woodstock of the 60s. You can dance around the campfire or chill under the sun on the grass. The camping fee will cost you only 650 hryvnias, which is about $25. The Ukrainian performers like Boombox, Dark Daughters, Dimna Sumish and others always perform on Zaxidfest. This year the lineup has not been announced yet. Zaxidfest has been considered one of the main open-air festivals of Ukraine for several years. So if you wish to mark your summer with touching memories, kilowatts of live music and vivid impressions, make sure to visit the Lviv region in the western part of Ukraine at the end of June. If you want to get a vivid experience under the waves of drive-in music, then you should definitely visit the festival. And you can also spend some time in one of the most beautiful cities in Eastern Europe. In another western Ukrainian city, Ternopil, you can also contribute to a great music event which is called the FaineMisto Festival. Its name can be translated as the Fine City. The slogan of the festival, Fine City, the territory of free people. And the main goal of the organizers to build a city where each of the visitors, even if only for a few days, will be able leaving their problems behind to feel the energy of freedom. The 7 stages feed the public with all contemporary music, rock, alternative, folk, pop or dance. For around 400 hryvnias, which is about $15, you can get unlimited entry to the festival and get a seat at the campsite all day. The FaineMisto Festival is an international music festival held annually near Ternopil. Featured artists this year would be Beyond the Black Dahlia Murder, Pornofilmy, Normandy, Lord of the Lost, Cruachan, Gutalax and others. This year's festival would be held for the 8th time. The organizers promised that this time there would be a metropolis of freedom, as they were about to build the streets, squares and neighborhoods with unique locations and architecture. Here you could not only listen to your favorite performers, but also read or listen to poems in the amphitheater, have barbecue, play basketball or volleyball, swim in the pool or take part in the carnival procession. Every year, the explosive rock fest of FaineMisto carefully prepares for a hot meeting of headliners and world-renowned music bands, so keep this in mind during one of your next summer trips to Europe. And finally, I would like to share with you a review of another great event that will appeal to all true jazz music fans. I'm talking about Leopolis Jazz Fest in Lviv, which The Guardian has included to Europe's list of the best music festivals. The lineup traditionally features iconic jazz artists such as 22-time Grammy winner Chick Corea, a pianist and composer who combines jazz and Latin motifs in his work, Kenny Barron Quintet, Etienne Mbappe and the Prophets, Diana Krall, Peter Cincotti, Bobby McFerrin. The main stage of the festival is set in the park, while the other two are the two central locations of the beautiful city of Lviv. The Leopolis Jazz Fest has already become one of the best Ukrainian music festivals, and every year brings together the world's finest jazz musicians on one stage and gives the city a wonderful summer weekend in the best traditions of European music events. If you want to discover the pearl of Western Ukraine, Lviv, and love jazz, do not miss the opportunity to get this unforgettable mix. Today, the festival has an exemplary image. Even Mezzo TV channel broadcasts live streams from this terrific place. Let us get to the point of 10 years without any external effects and then let's talk, said the festival's art director Alexei Kogan and executive director Natalia Gorbachevska. Do not forget, all the best jazz festivals in the world are old-timers. The Montreux Festival is 50 years old, North Sea Jazz in Rotterdam 47, London Jazz Festival 37. We are only 7 years old, and this year The Guardian has put us in the list of the best jazz destinations. One of the headliners this year was to become the American trumpeter and composer Chris Botti, a successful American instrumental artist whose 2012 Impression record won a Grammy. The next artist not to be missed in jazz is Kamasi Washington, an improviser who is inspired by hip-hop culture in particular. In addition to music performances, Leopolis Jazz Fest also provides a cultural program. Traditionally, there would be movie sessions, lectures, and jams. Well, that was nice to recall all these enjoyable events and make sure that we still have a lot to catch up after quarantine time. Now, staying at home, it's even hard to imagine that these sweet summer memories probably won't turn into reality this year. But I think that would be best to focus on the fact that all is possible to rebuild if we have a true desire for this. And I think that hard work and people's crazy ideas will always find a way for creativity. Don't you think that? So nothing has been lost yet. We just need to concentrate our efforts on getting through the current mess with compassion and love. So figure out what music festival you'd love to hit next. There are still a lot of destinations in Ukraine which worth to be mentioned, and maybe the next time you'll come for a celebration of life here. As Mark Twain put it, only two things we'll regret on deathbed: that we are a little loved and a little traveled. This was a new episode of Ukrainian Unleashed podcast. Thanks for being here with me. I also would love to thank Purple Planet for lovely musical compositions used in this episode. I'd really appreciate your comments, reactions and subscription to our podcast channels in your favorite podcast app. And we did our best to extend our presence all over the web. You may find us on Spotify, Radio Public, Pocket Casts, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Google Play Music, and also Deezer, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Overcast, Castbox, Player FM, Podknife, and of course, check our pages in social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram accounts with fresh updates are waiting for you. New episodes coming up weekly on Mondays. Stay tuned and safe.